I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for InvestmentPitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews with Patrick Aberin, the project manager of Aquagoat Finance. Patrick, welcome to the show and thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, Ashton. It's a pleasure to be taking the time to talk to you today.
Yeah, I'm really excited to jump into Aquagoat Finance. Really interesting name, really interesting initiatives that you're working on, and you are giving back to a good cause as well, which I'm excited to dive into. I would love for you to just kick it off for us with just a high-level overview and the focus of the Aquagoat project, and then we can dive into the details.
Yeah, for sure. So let's just dive into what Aquagoat really is. In technical terms, Aquagoat is an automated deflationary liquidity locking yield generation protocol. So basically on every transaction, there's a 4% fee. 2% is locked in liquidity to protect asset price valuation, and another 2% is redistributed to all holders. We do have a deflation aspect that's tied into that redistribution. So at launch, there was about 40% of the supply that was burned. Currently, the burn supply is about 46.3%. So we're looking at 0.93% of every transaction being burned. So that other 1.07 is being redistributed to all holders on every transaction. So again, every buy, sell, transfer. With technicals out of the way, the mission at Aquagoat is to reduce, mitigate, and reverse the drastic effects that have been going on with our oceans. We focus on ocean conservation, preservation, and education about issues related to the ocean, such as pollution, overfishing, among other things. So society has benefited a lot as we've expanded and advanced, and the planet has taken the toll. So here at Aquagoat, we've made it our focus to basically help our largest resource on the planet, which is our deep blue waters.
Definitely. And great intro, Patrick. Thank you for that. And there are a lot of issues going on in the ocean, and I'm glad that you're catering towards that. And actually, I recently had a project on that was doing NFTs, which I know your team has an NFT play as well, which we can get into surrounding wavelengths in the ocean. So I'm excited to dive into that. But one thing I wanted to ask as well, just about the name and the project is Aquagoat. I don't know how often I see goats swimming around in the ocean, but what's the story behind Aquagoat and how you came up with that as the project?
Right, for sure. So interestingly enough, how it works is like it's kind of like almost like a Bitcoin story in terms that the contract itself was developed and then just released to the community. It was stealth launched, and so with that having been done that way, I myself, along with everybody else that's on the team, we all started off as investors and we volunteered ourselves to kind of be the team that helps lead this project to move forward. And so, if we're looking for meaning in terms of the name, Aqua itself, it's related to water, related to the ocean. And so when we were brainstorming ourselves in the first early days, we thought, hey, we might as well make this go towards ocean cleaning, ocean preservation. It's all in the name anyways. And so for the goat, I personally think it kind of helps highlight the community aspect of the token because again, we're all volunteers and we do really are built up from the community essentially. And there's also the implication of, with the goat being greatest of all tokens, so to say.
I like it. Great play on words there. And I was reading into that you actually focused on the Ocean Blue Fund and that you do have some partners that you're looking to give back towards, saving the oceans and a couple of other initiatives. Maybe you could touch a little bit more on some of those specific initiatives and partners that you're working with and how specifically you're trying to help.
For sure. So I'll start off with the Ocean Blue Fund. So the Ocean Blue Fund is our dedicated charity wallet, and it does act as a holder of Aquagoat. So again, just like every holder, it earns redistribution over time from every transaction. And the Ocean Blue Fund itself is used to help fund and donate to these ocean conservation initiatives. So we did start with the donation to the ocean cleanup as voted by the community. And so they develop advanced technologies to help clean plastic from our oceans. I believe they primarily focus on the Great Garbage Patch that's over in the Pacific Ocean. After that, we did donation to Sea Shepherd, which fights illegal fishing enterprises. They work with governments around the world to be able to track them down. And then we also made a donation to Blue Marine, which promotes sustainable fishing practices and also helps in securing marine protected areas. And our current donation drive right now is for the Haribon Foundation, which is for helping to conserve important marine sources in the Philippines. Now, apart from that, we have adopted 10 coral seedlings through Coral Vita. And from what I understand, they help develop climate resilient corals. So with the acidity kind of increasing as we develop more carbon dioxide, the oceans actually absorb the carbon dioxide, and it causes the water to be a bit more acidic, and it causes coral reefs to go through calcification. And so with these climate resilient corals, they were planted over in the Bahamian Reef to basically kind of help revitalize and restart the reef ecosystem down there. We did also adopt 2 dolphins through the Ocean Conservation Society, and those funds are being used to help research dolphin conservation and care. So, we're kind of all around in terms of, how we're focusing on helping the oceans. But at the end of the day, everything that we do here is to essentially help preserve the ocean.
Great initiatives, and thank you for elaborating on those. And you right out of the get-go with the interview, you started out with the intricacies of the DeFi protocol, which I think you have really set up in a nice way. And I wanted to go back to that and just take a step back for a quick second for people that are interested in an initiative like this where you're helping the oceans, but they really aren't that deeply involved in understanding the intricacies of DeFi yet. And maybe if you could talk just a little bit more about the DeFi product, how people that are just getting into DeFi can figure out how to use the Aquagoat system and get started in it, and sort of a little bit more explanation behind that.
For sure. So for anybody that's new to DeFi, DeFi essentially means decentralized finance, right? So these are kind of almost like substitutes to your conventional banking options. So let's say through the token itself, allowing you to gain redistributions from every transaction. I mean, you can akin this to kind of like a interest savings account at a bank. So, you could park your money into Aquagoat, and over time as a holder, you're going to be developing interest from every transaction. And so as part of, the protocol, again, we do have our Ocean Blue Fund. So, you can have a kind of a good conscience knowing that, as you're a part of this project, you're also helping to support the Ocean Blue Fund, which is then again used to help fund ocean cleaning and ocean preservation initiatives. We are currently in development of our own swap platform, and that's going to have, farm, pool functionalities. It'll also have a lottery, DApp integration, and an NFT exchange. With the DEX, swap DEX in development, the LP platform that's there will be, generating fees not only for the people that stake their tokens into it, but will also be developing fees, which are going to be, again, routed to the charity wallet to further on into the donation aspect and the charity aspect of our token. Outside of that, with the DEX that is still in development, we do have a partnership with Olive Cash. So if anybody does kind of want to take a crack at doing their, depositing Aquagoat as a liquidity, they can do that through them, and they'll be developing or they'll be earning interest in olives, which they can use to also purchase more Aquagoat or kind of move on into other investments.
Great. Thank you for that. And you mentioned you're building out the LP liquidity provider, yield farming, NFT exchange as well. But on the liquidity providing part and the farming, for those that deposit into Aquagoat's contract, they're going to be earning some kind of rewards in Aquagoat, I'm guessing. Maybe you can elaborate on that. And also just there any differences in depositing to be a liquidity provider for Aquagoat as opposed to one of the mainstream decentralized exchanges like on Uniswap?
Right, for sure. So with the farming, staking, and the liquidity pools that we do intend to have an effect, we are currently looking at kind of like an inflationary token, or a token that will be essentially tied to the value of Aquagoat. So that is still in development, but essentially that would be kind of like the rewards generated for staking their tokens onto the platform. Let's see here.
Yeah, and is there any difference between Uniswap, like just using it on Uniswap, providing liquidity, versus on Aquagoat?
Right, for sure. So essentially, because we are a charity initiative kind of project and charity initiative token, so not only would users, again, be earning their own interest, but they'd also be helping our charity wallet to accrue interest so that, it can further on in that charity direction. So essentially, our platform, it's fully charity based and it's fully ecologically based. So you can kind of have a good conscience knowing that as you use our platform and use our services, you're also helping to benefit the planet.
Definitely. And maybe you can touch on the NFT exchange as well that you're in the process of developing, and how that really ties in, and what kind of NFTs or what kind of exchange you're looking to integrate into the protocol.
Right, definitely. So with the NFT exchange that is still in development, so we'll be allowing minting of NFTs, right? Buying, selling, trading those NFTs in Aquago or even other cryptocurrencies. And we do intend to allow royalties as well, to not only allow, again, the Ocean Blue Fund to accrue extra funds to help in our charity direction, but it will also help artists that do want to kind of get involved into the NFT space, whether they're a bit more established in the space or even just coming on. The royalty aspect will be able to kind of help these artists be able to fund themselves from the future transactions with the NFTs that they do provide to the space.
Definitely. And can you touch a little bit more on the actual Aquagoat token? I was looking, I saw it's on a lot of exchanges already. It is on PancakeSwap. Is it based primarily on Binance Smart Chain? Is it also on Ethereum? And maybe you can talk if there's any other functionalities and utilities within the platform that you didn't touch on already.
Right, for sure. So I did kind of touch already on all the functionalities, but in terms of where we're based, so we are operating on the Binance Smart Chain, and I personally do like that we do operate on the Smart Chain because in contrast to say Bitcoin or Ethereum, where transactions are verified through proof of work, right? It's verified through mining different blocks, and so that's really energy intensive. It uses a lot of computer work, etc. Whereas the smart chain, it does operate on proof of stake. Transactions are verified through a liquidity pool. It's much more energy efficient, and it's much more in line with kind of our direction of being ecologically focused. The last thing we want to do is contribute to the effects that are currently going on in the environment, because again, our mission is here to reduce and mitigate those effects currently going on.
Totally. And you mentioned that you're in the process of developing the liquidity providing part, the farming, the NFT exchange, and some more functionality. Do you have a timeline or a priority list in terms of the summer for 2021 and the rest of this year? What are the major milestones that you're looking to get out first?
Right, for sure. So in terms of the swap platform and that whole DEX platform, we are looking to have it up and running within the next 6 to 8 weeks here. Again, it is still in development, and it's not like we're going off to just be a PancakeSwap clone. We're basically having this be built from the ground up. We are going to be having it audited as well for investor safety and security. Outside of that, outside of kind of the platforms that we have, we are working with different organizations, different charities, trying to develop these partnerships, because something that we really want to push forward with Aquagoat is we want to kind of push forward with almost the store of value and medium of exchange with Aquagoat. So we're working to get our partnered organizations to basically start off with a holding of Aquagoat. And again, through our tokenomics, they'll be developing interest over time. And that'll also incentivize them to take donations in Aquagoat, because as they take donations, the amount that they hold increase. And with that, the amount of interest that they will receive will also increase over time as well. So we do intend to have, about 2 or 3 of those done by the end of the summer. And then, kind of moving forward into the next year or so, we do also intend to have our own standalone ecological foundation, which will be, separate from the crypto project, but will be mainly focused on these ocean conservation and ocean protection kind of initiatives that we've been doing and donating to already.
Definitely. Well, I'll be looking forward to seeing those releases as they come out, and I'll be watching on your team's Twitter for that. And now I want to talk about a little bit more long-term and down the road. If you're looking at the project, 5 years plus down the road, what do you see as one of the main key factors to success for Aquagoat to become more widespread, more mainstream and adopted by people that are using DeFi and even no-coiners that are just getting into cryptocurrency?
100%. I think honestly, at the end of the day, it always comes down to the community. And I think we're really fortunate to have such a strong and passionate community that, not only supports the project, but also supports the initiatives that we're working towards. A lot of the people that have kind of joined us over the past few weeks, investing into this project really, it really connected with them on a personal level. A lot of them where, they've previously helped clean the oceans or previously have had experiences where, they were kind of, I guess, taken aback by what's going on with the oceans or with the planet in general. And so, I think we're really fortunate to have such a strong community, and moving forward, that community is really what pushes a lot of these projects, right? Communities that believe, communities that are passionate in what we're developing. And I think, moving forward into the future, so long as we can continue to have that, strong, passionate fan base and strong, passionate community, I think we will really succeed. And I think with all of our developments that were going on, not only in the crypto space, but also in the real world, I think that'll really push forward with the adoption, again, with, incentivizing organizations to be able to hold and be able to accept Aquagoat as donations. We want to push forward with that mainstream adoption, starting with that, so that, eventually into the future, it can also start to become used in day-to-day transactions eventually.
Great, Patrick. And for people that are not yet in the community and looking to get involved, follow along with these updates, and also just use Aquagoat as the protocol, what's the best way for them to learn more and to get into the community?
100%. So if anybody does want to learn more, I really recommend that you all check out our website at aquagoat.finance. We have our full roadmap there. We do also have updated statistics that we regularly update on a regular basis, so that the progress that we're working on. We do also have the different exchanges that were listed on there, as well as the different beneficiaries that we've donated to. If you did want to be a part of the community, we do have a solid Twitter, Instagram. So our Twitter is AquaBSC. Our Instagram is Aquagoat_official. And we do, tons of memes, tons of posts, engagement activities like giveaways and things like that. And if people did want to basically talk to the community and be a part of that community, we really recommend that people join our Telegram. That would be t.me/Aquagoat. We've got about 35,000 goats in there right now, and they're more than willing to help kind of guide you through, help you learn a bit more about the project, and welcome you into the herd.
Great. Thank you so much for the time, Patrick. I will leave all of those community links in the description box below as well. All the best with the upcoming updates and the growth of the Aquagoat platform, and let's follow up in the near future.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Ashton. Have a good day.